Hello everyone, my name is Lantan Anak and my MATRIC number is 81855. Today I want to present my final year project entitled The Examination of Visitor Experience at Borneo Culture Museum, and my supervisor is Dr. Nana Zeng. So here is my thesis presentation outline. I have a 5 chapter, which is chapter 1 is Introduction, chapter 2 is Literature Review, Chapter 3 is Methodology, Chapter 4 is Finding and Analysis, and Chapter 5 is Conclusions. So for the introduction, the museum that I have chosen is the Borneo Culture Museum in Kuching, Sarawak, which is located in Kuching City Centre. So it is an interesting place as a tourist center and can also carry out studies based on the historical and cultural heritage of the community in Sarawak, Borneo. So next part is about background of the study. Number one is the name of the place of study is Borneo Culture Museum in Kuching, Sarawak. Second is the museum was established in 2022, which is in March. So the museum has a 5 floor, which has a 3 type of exhibition, namely Love Our River, Art and Craft Gallery, Harmony of Nature and Humanity. So the function of the BCM is to preserve and exhibit and promote culture and historical elements and community traditions in Borneo, Sarawak. So the next part is about problem statement. First is, are visitors satisfied with a visit to the Borneo Culture Museum? Second is, does the presentation of information at the museum satisfy visitors at the Borneo Culture Museum? So the next part is about objective of the study. Number one is identify the level of visitor satisfaction. Number two is studying the type of influence of technology in influencing visitor experience of exhibition at the Borneo Culture Museum. And for the last one is analysis the extent to which the exhibition at the Borneo Culture Museum succeeds in conveying information about Borneo culture heritage. Next slide is research question. What is, can the exhibition at the Borneo Culture Museum provide a good and enjoyable experience for visitors? 2. Does the technology used by the museum affect the visitor experience? 3. Are the facilities in the museum satisfactory to the visitor who use them? So next slide is chapter 2, which is literature review. This part have 5 categories. The first one is definition of museum. Second is the purpose of museum. Third is function of museum. Fourth is the importance of museum. And the last one is the challenges of museum. So the first one is definition of the museum. According to the study of Abbas, NHB and Yusuf, MYM 2017, defines as a museum as a building of knowledge, which is a place that is constantly visited by people from all walks of life with the aim of the increasing knowledge in the field of literature. Museum education occurs when a visitor comes to the museum and then has an own experience of the activities held in the museum, in addition to interacting with the collection preserved through observation and reading information. Next is the purpose of museum. A museum is a non-profit institution open to the public, permanently serving the community, preserving, communicating, and exhibiting the heritage of man and his environment for the purpose of education, learning, and enjoyment. In relation to the establishment of the Borneo Culture Museum, according to Whitlin, 1949 to 2022. Next is the function of the museum. Based on the study of previous museum function, there are several functions of the Borneo Culture Museum to the community. Apart from the quote above, Museum Borneo Culture also can use for collecting, study, exhibition, and museum Borneo culture has several of functions that is a place to store the treasure of the people who have history and culture. Second is place to spread knowledge about the history and culture. And the third is a place to cultivate the spirit of awareness about the history of race. Next slide is the importance of museum. Related to the importance of the museum, according to Gune B 2012, it was established to do the preservation of cultural heritage. In this aspect, as we know, the Borneo Culture Museum is emphasized to be responsible in preserving and promoting cultural heritage treasure obtained from various race, culture of the time and their uniqueness to visitor. And for the last one is the challenges. Next, according to the Wallace 2003, the article emphasizes about biodiversity collection in the museum. So based on the regard to the challenges faced by the museum in keeping heritage treasure intact is the difficulty in the physical preservation and conservation of the artifacts. So next slide is chapter 3, which is methodology. Researcher was aimed Borneo Culture Museum as a location study. Next is research design. The researcher was used qualitative method like interviewing the informant, which is a face-to-face discussion process. For the interview question, consists of only 16 questions based on the study objective. So for the process, researcher was publicist the search of information through media application like FB and WhatsApp. So next process is information from WhatsApp was done by face-to-face at home, while information from Facebook only message at the messenger. So for the last one, process is interview result like will be analyzed and used as a transcript. So next slide is chapter 3, which is finding and analysis. For the demographic analysis have a 4 criteria, which is gender. Total informant is 20 people, mean 13 girls and 7 men. Next criteria is age, 20 years old to 45 years only. And the third is address informant, which is from Sarawak have 18 informant and from Semenanjung only 2 people. For the last criteria is occupation informant, which is have a 3 type. One is student, two is housewife, and three is government worker. So for the next part is about analysis of 3 objective. The first one is identifying the level of visitor satisfaction. All visitors who come to the museum are very satisfied with the service, facility, ticket price, and exhibition, as well as the artifact content displayed by the museum. Second is studying the type of influence of technology in influencing visitor experience of exhibition at the Borneo Culture Museum. Various technological facilities provided by the museum at the exhibition. Among them are AV, scan code, 360 projector, touchscreen, and colored cave. So for the last one is analysis the extent to which the exhibition at the Borneo Culture Museum succeed in conveying information about Borneo culture heritage. The exhibition at the Borneo Culture Museum successfully combined cultural heritage information to visitors because first is content of the exhibitions, various artifact documentations, art arcades, traditional cloth and tool of the daily life in Borneo. Third one is quality of information delivery. Various facilities are used such as video guide, information board, and descriptive label. So for the last part is certified, which is conclusion. As a result of the researcher analysis, visitors have an interesting experience with the technological facility provided by the museum. It also have information and knowledge of the exhibitor about the heritage and culture of Borneo. For the recommendation is for the future researcher, please carry out analysis in different museums and make comparison. Next, next is for the Borneo Culture Museum is increasing the number of the activity that can involve various age groups so as to be able to event of the visitor experience. I think that's all from me. Thank you for watching.